talking Memphis wrestling with Randy Hales and special guests.
It is one of those nights, man, oh man, oh man, I don't even know what to say. Hello again, everybody. It's Randy Hills. It's Talking Memphis Wrestling. And before I tell you the absolute fantastic show we have here and the gimmicks and the show and tell and everything else we have going on, I want to say hello to my buddy, Randy West, who supplied a lot of my material for this show today, and I'm really looking forward to it. Rod W. Robinson is in the house. Hey, Rod, hope you are doing good. Now, let me explain to everybody, you need to call your friend, call anybody you want to call, and tell them this will be one of the most loaded shows ever. And this opening segment that we will get to is something that I am so very excited about. Was hoping to do it with the entire team. However, Chris Ellis is in meetings, and if he's going to be on at all, he's going to be late. Pat Trammell was in Georgia. He's driving to Alabama. He's driving to Birmingham back home. So hopefully he will be on late. Now, Adam Dunn, my producer, who I really needed today because this is the most complicated show we've ever done from a production standpoint. Man, where's Randy West? Man, we need to get Adam to I need to con Randy into doing it. That's certainly, he has a computer at home. We need to train Randy when I'm in dire straits, not on camera at all, but we need a backup. So Michael, his internet is down totally at the station, at home. It's falling apart like hell. It is crazy. Brooks says, hello, Randy. Can't wait for this show. Tonight's going to be a great show. You're dang straight it's going to be. PJ is in the house. But I think that I will start with the certainly the thing I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to show and tell. Yay! Call your friend, call your neighbor, because we have some cool stuff. Now, let me tell you something. About 1996, USWA wrestling went down. Since that time, I'm out of the wrestling business. Randy West has been out of the wrestling business since 96. Had a great career in construction, did fantastic. He's retired now. Now, he was going through different stuff, and he went through some stuff when Eddie Marlin passed away, his father-in-law, and he put a Randy box together and stuff that he thought I would like. And I'm going to quickly tell you, we had this is not something bad. This is not a thing you play with your girlfriend with. This is a pair of handcuffs, as you can tell. He sent it to me. He sent me a package. There's no keys to these handcuffs, but there's handcuffs Eddie had in his basement. And from time to time at the matches, at the spot shows, at the main town, you needed handcuffs. I've used them a million times myself as far as finishes and angles and that sort of thing. So Randy sent me this. How about that? Hello, Tanner. What is going on? This is going to be a fantastic show. How about this, people? How about this? Now, after show and tell, we will go in the part 2 of the video segment on Lawler's greatest opponents. I want to show you some other stuff Randy sent me. Can you see this? Can you see this? And I will read it to you. In appreciation, this certificate is presented to Eddie Marlin, Monday Night Memories, 1994, Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee. He sent me that. Then the other thing he sent me, and it'll be hard to get it. That's why I have good friends, great friends. My best friend, Randy West. Can you see this? Can you see this card? This is from 1975 in Nashville, Tennessee. 1975 in Nashville, Tennessee. And I'm going to tell you the card. The opening match was Mr. Wrestling against Crazy Luke Brown. Cowboy Parker and Ken Dillinger against Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden. Rocket Monroe and Mr. Suzuki against Eddie Marlin and George Goulas. And the main event was Chris Colt and Bill Dundee against Jackie and Roughhouse Fargo. And this is going to soon go onto my wall. It's coming out of the glass now. And I will show you that beautiful thing. There's a picture of Robert Fuller. There's all kinds of cool pictures up there, and it's a fantastic thing. Another thing Randy found in Eddie's basement. Hello, Reese. What is going on? For sure. I want to show you this. This is the microphone. This is a microphone Eddie Marlin took to his spot shows. And I have a long cord that he had stretched out to get to the ring. This is it. Hey, City by the Bay, Nicholas, this is show and tell. And that's some of the great stuff that Randy West sent me. I received it Saturday. But that's not it. That's not the main event of the show and tell. Hey, Andrew Calvin Jr., what's going on, Drew? Mark from Kentucky here. We are doing a show and tell. Now, this is what's called a code mic. This is just for show. I'm just showing you this. And now I'm going to push this button. I am going to push this button. And I am going to get this hot. I'm going to get this hot. Hey, Frank Seaton, everybody needs to listen to this. Greg Wayne, you need to listen to this. I got great surprise packages, and we show this. And now it is potted up. And here we go. History in the making. I got chills. I got hair standing. I am fired up. It's potted up. Rod, here we go. Yellow again, everybody. It's Randy Hills, and we are doing show and tell right here, right now on Talking Memphis Wrestling. And what Randy West sent to me, and I am so excited as I have to have it right here close to my mouth. This is a 635A electro voice microphone, omnidirectional. It was used for interviews. Also, this is the original thing of Jarrett Promotion. Now, you know, Mid-South Coliseum on Monday night, it was Lance most of the time. Sometimes it was me, it was other people. And on the market-specific interviews, this is the microphone that Lance Russell, the lead announcer, and the lead guy doing the Louisville cards, Nashville cards, Evansville cards, and doing commentary of the Jack Briscoe Lawler match, the Terry Funk Lawler match, the Harley Race Lawler match, the Randy Savage Loser Leave Town, the Idol Lawler Cage match. We will show clips of every one of those, but I'm telling you right now, this microphone right here is the microphone Lance Russell used. The microphone Lance Russell used to do the play-by-play. And it's the microphone Briscoe and Funk and Savage and Dundee and Gilbert and Mantell and go on, Eddie Marlin, go on and on, Dave Brown, Michael St. John. This is the very same microphone. It's hot. It's live. It's, and let me see if you can see that it's live. Can you hear that? It's a live microphone. I am fired up. I am so excited. Thanks to Randy Dandy. Thanks to Randy West for doing that for me and putting that together in a box and get it to me. This is the original microphone. I hadn't had this microphone in my hand since 1996. It's the same microphone I use. My favorite commentary job ever was in 1984, The Rock and Roll Express versus Randy Savage, Lanny Poffo. I use this microphone right now. This is history. This is history in the making. How about that, Craig Miller? I'm telling you, can you tell I'm fired up? Now, this is not a hot mic right here, but this was at Eddie Marlin's house, and this is the microphone he took to spot shows. By the way, Craig Miller, I heard you got fired today. I should have given you these gimmick handcuffs, and you could have unlocked those people that fired you on the radio today, which I think is a work, by the way. Who do you think I am? I was born at night, but not last night. But anyway, you could have used that if you wanted to. Mike, once it's in the house, City by the Bay. I tried to super chat, but don't see the. I don't know what super chat is, to tell you the truth. I have no idea. Um, City by the Bay. I don't know if he's saying that he has big energy tonight or I have big energy tonight. I'm sure do. Brooks says there's some great historical items. It's fantastic, and we're getting so many. This again is the mic, the fantastic historical mic. And I am so thrilled to so thrilled about that as City by the Bay, who is watching on YouTube, by the way, and we're live on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch, on Twitter. Man, we are fired up and ready to go. Maybe Michael's not here. Maybe Adam's not here. Maybe Pat's not here yet, and Chris is not going to be here. Man, it's falling apart, but I can do this show, and I'm going to do this show in the best way I can. Just remember, folks, that one problem we will have is because of the fact that I am producing, I am talking, I am hosting, I'm doing it all, and I am going to take myself off the camera and then, like this, and put my profile up there right now, my profile picture, so I can do some producing. Now, Craig Miller says, can I do my Cardinal Top on your Memphis Wrestling Live streams? If you want to do Cardinal Talk, we can do Cardinal Talk on Friday, the Friday show that goes from 6 to 9. We can certainly do Cardinal Talk because you might have been fired. I resigned from the front row with Bud Rowe. Several different reasons, because I noticed looking at the deal, when I take off work, what I made six figures last year from is that my worst day of the week is Wednesday. That's the main reason. The other reason is your buddy that you kiss his ass, Craig. I think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and I think he's a freaking prick. And that's Jack something another, disrespectful about the wrestling business, disrespectful to me, disrespectful to Bud and everybody else. And also Miss Lisa is right there with him, and I don't have to do that. I like doing these shows for fun. I like doing this show for fun. It is a hell of a lot of fun. It's a chance to scratch my wrestling itch. It's a chance to scratch my creative itch. It's a chance, people, to have fun in doing this for sure. Let's see. As Craig says, I will miss you on the front row. I love the Power Hour. I'll never say never forever, but right now I'm pretty sure I have it in my mind not to do it for a sure. I'm not no longer doing front row with Bud Rowe. And so that's what it is. You can acquire. Remember, I'm producing, I'm hosting, I'm doing all this daggum thing. And so if I miss a question, Tanner's getting all temperamental that I'm said I won't inquire anymore. I don't see every question, every comment because I am busy. Now I am going to go over here and we are, let's say, we'll go to design and then we will tell you a little bit about some of the great stuff we will be talking about. Part two today of Jerry Lawler's greatest opponents. Of course, as we talked last week, we certainly talked about that, and we will see it again. This is from June of 1983. This is a TV show set up. Jerry Lawler, Eddie Marlin, Lance Russell, and Bill Dundee, the superstar, about the build up, the hour and a half long show to the Loser Leave Town match in June of 83 that Jerry Lawler defeated superstar Bill Dundee. And then, of course, who can talk Memphis feuds without this? Andy Kaufman, Jerry Lawler on the set of, and that went away, and I don't know why that went away. We'll get it right back. On the set of the David Letterman show. One of the big feuds in 1976 was with Rocky the Soul Man Johnson, and that did great business. 1976, we'll see clips of the match. Terry Funk defending the NWA title for the very first time. We will also see the great Nick Bonkwinkle. We saw last week Handsome Jimmy Valiant. We'll see Dutchman's Tale. We will see Tommy Rich. We will see Randy Savage, Austin Idol cutting Lawler's hair. We will take a look at that. We will see highlights of Harley Race and Jerry Lawler really taking a look at a bunch of world champion, including Kurt Hennig. And we have a great video we will also show with Eddie Gilbert and Jerry Lawler with Michael St. John doing the announcing. It is a loaded show. I'm as fired up. I've been fired up as I have been in a long time. Who says I couldn't open this show? Who says that I don't have the energy to open this show by myself? Who says? I say I am so fired up and having fun. As Pat Trammell's about to come in this show, and I'm going to bring him right in here before he talks, I want him to listen to me talk because he missed that first part of the thing, and I am having trouble here, Pat, getting you on. Hold on, folks. That is stuck. Hold on. Folks, I got to go here again. Pat, we have issues right here. I'm going to switch from this microphone to my other microphone and see if I can figure this out. Folks, we have technical issues big time here, and this is not working right. We have a storm going on in Jonesboro. Folks, I have no idea why this isn't working. I was so fired up, so excited, and I will let Pat listen to me, and I'm not getting any comments. I am not getting anything. My screen is completely frozen, and I think it just might have came unfrozen. Up. Here it is, here it is, here it is. Finally came, and here he is. He was
There
in
we go,
Georgia.
just as I was typing.
He was in Georgia and now he is back in Birmingham, Alabama. He missed out show and tell. Show and tell is Randy Dandy, Randy West, my friend. He sent me a bunch of cool stuff, and let me pot this microphone down and show you. He found this great picture of wrestling in 1975 in Nashville, Tennessee. George Gulas and Eddie Marlin was tag team partners. This is a certificate that I gave to Eddie Marlin in 1994 for Memphis Memories. But the big thing, the major thing, the best thing of them all that got me, man, I could so on a cord I could choke myself to death.
Don't strangle yourself in front of us.
Hey, he also sent me handcuffs that Eddie used to take to the matches when we had hot finishes. This is the very microphone, Pat. This is the very microphone on Monday nights at the Mid South Coliseum that a young Randy Hills talked in with the Rock and Roll Express, Randy Savage, Landy Poffo match. That Lance Russell was talking on for the classic 1983 match. The classic 1983 Bill Dundee, Jerry Lawler, losers leave town. The hair match in 87. The world championships with Briscoe, with Funk, with Harley, with Nick, with Kurt, all from this microphone. Every wrestler from Hulk Hogan on to Steve Austin on, the local specific programs, the local interviews, Pat, were done using this microphone right here. How about those apples?
That is a holy grail item right there. Say hello to everybody. Thank you all for welcoming me. Now, where has that microphone been for the past 20 years?
Really, more than that, let's see, I'd say 1996. Oh, no, whatever. What do the math? 1996.
That would be 37 years.
Hey, Joshua, what is going on? 37 years,
27 years. 27
27
years.
years. I was going to say, that's not right. Man, this was the mic we carried to the Mid South Coliseum. So many things to give me a little breather because I have been talking because you don't know, Michael St. John's internet's down. Big storm where he is. Adam is having some plumbing issues. Chris is having some issues, and you were driving, you were late. It's been me and only me for almost the first 30 minutes, and it will help me if you do the first take and try to take a couple of minutes. When you see me back on the screen, you'll know that I'm resting.
Okay, I don't have a first take, but I do know I did hear from a friend of mine that there are 80,000 people in Memphis without power. Apparently, there's storms all over the place. So I hope our friends that are on in Memphis are doing okay. I am. I would really like to see that microphone Randy has, and I hope someday we have a building to house the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame. I think that would be an uh, extremely good and fitting memorial to all our people, and I hope we'll be able to get that done sometime while a lot of them are still with us. Um, I think we're losing the Mid-South Coliseum, which is sad, but times goes on. Scott, I hope everything's okay in Louisville and Reese and Kentucky and where everybody else is. And I agree with you, Scott. It's does need to be in a Hall of Fame for sure. But apparently in the Mid-South area, where are you, Joshy? Apparently it's raining from Jonesboro all the way through Nashville. Okay, so
How's everything else going in your life?
just driving the roads like usual.
Well,
Have
hopefully,
everybody. It's just me and the dogs this week.
where is everybody?
Well, your Wyatt is in Ireland, as you know, and Meg and Suzanne are in Jonesville, Tennessee, on a mission trip, doing some work on some homes up there to some folks that need it. So they're having a good time, and I've just me and the dogs, and I've been running around. I'll probably be in Memphis on Thursday, which I always look forward to, and then just got a lot of work to do and not much time to do it. So I hope everything's okay with Michael. Michael has a home issue to deal with power outages, and then a radio station issue as well. So hope all
Man,
that works out.
all kinds of things going
It's
on, and
mayhem, Randy. It's mayhem.
it's mayhem. It's total mayhem. Expect the unexpected. Of course, you can, as we always said for Power Pro Wrestling. You can expect the unexpected with the Randy Hale Show, and especially with this classic, absolute, tremendous microphone. And let me see if you can hear it. Hear it?
I want to know what you would rate to be able to hold that microphone in your hands. We've been friends a long time. I didn't know you had that thing.
I just got it in the mail Saturday.
Okay, who's it been in the care of?
Randy West, I told all that story, but you weren't on the show yet.
Okay.
Randy sent me all this, all these pictures, this TV thing. This is how you balance a camera, and this. Let's see, what else is this? This is another thing, that TV technical stuff, and that's another thing. The Spot Show microphone, this is not a hot microphone. It doesn't have a cord on it. But this is the microphone, kind of cheap microphone that Eddie took with him. This microphone, man, it's durable. Look, watch this, Pat. This is durable. And in a wrestling thing, watch me. It's a tough son of a gun, man.
It's been through a good bit. Been through a good
brawls, a lot of crazy stuff. And right now, first of all, Pat, can you tell I'm even more energized and happy and excited? It's all thanks to Randy West for giving me a lot of material here. But my question to you, Mr. Trammell, is did you enjoy our show last week, Lawler's Greatest Opponent, Take One, Part One? Did you like that?
I did watch. Yes, I liked it a lot. I rarely get to sit down, and it's of interest to me to watch Lawler wrestle back to back to back different opponents. And I really like that. And the mark of a great wrestler is he can have a good match with anybody, and Jerry sure can.
Now we are going to talk about the NWA champion. We're going to watch a few. We're going to see Jack Briscoe and Jerry Lawler highlights, Terry Funk and Jerry Lawler highlights, and Harley Race and Jerry Lawler highlights. We'll also watch Nick Bockwinkel and Lawler AWA title, and Kurt, just tons. This is a packed show. I am so excited about it. Remember, as we watch these videos, we can't commentate while these videos going on. This is in September of 1974. 4. It's 11-minute video. This is wrestling like wrestling was meant to be. This is a clash of styles. The brawler, Jerry Lawler, the wrestler, Jack Briscoe. Jack Briscoe had made one appearance at the Mid-South Coliseum about just several months after that he won the NWA World title. We'll give you that information in just a little bit. But Jack Briscoe defeated Lou Thez in 1973 in his first appearance in Memphis after winning the title from Harley Race. Now, Briscoe Lawler, we'll watch and we'll come back with Pat Trammell to comment, and we'll be back with Talking Memphis Wrestling on the 18th day of July. Randy Hills, Pat Trammell, microphone in hand, the old shooter microphone. Here we go, Briscoe and Funk.
A young wrestler in Memphis created a stir that attracted the attention of the NWA and its champion, Jack Briscoe. Jerry Lawler had proclaimed himself the king and demanded a title shot, and Briscoe was a fighting champion. A series of mysterious events led up to this classic NWA championship battle that provided a twist of its own at the end of the match.
Instructions are being given right now. More than 10,000 people gathered in the Mid-South Coliseum to witness this epic clash between brash Jerry Lawler, the challenger, and the world's heavyweight king, Jack Briscoe. Special referee Tommy Marlin instructs Sam Bass, manager of Lawler, to stay in the chair and don't get out. There's the bell, and the World's Heavyweight Championship is underway. Briscoe, immediately the aggressor, moves Lawler back into the corner. With the arm drag, a drop kick, and Briscoe goes after him in a hurry. He may be looking for some revenge in the fact that Jerry Lawler defeated his brother, Jerry Briscoe. Jack Briscoe chases Lawler right out of the ring and begs him to come back in and take some more. Lawler taking the full count. Moves to the ring ropes, but Briscoe helped him in. Once again, Lawler down. Ooh, and Jack Briscoe smashes Lawler. Goes for a reverse face lock. The referee checks to see whether Lawler submits. So far, it's all Jack Briscoe. Lawler has been known as a very slow starter. He has tremendous stamina. At 24 years old, he has made the boast that he can wrestle all night, the likes of Jack Briscoe. If the first minute and a half is any sample, he'll never be able to live up to that boast. Briscoe holds that reverse face lock from referee Tommy Marling, making a point to be certain that Sam Bass stays right in the vicinity of that chair. Lawler with the pressure on, and Sam once again being told to get back in the chair and stay there. Lawler refusing to submit, and Briscoe, very strong, cat quick, a great amateur wrestler from Oklahoma State, pours the heat on his brash challenger tonight. The crowd, a mixed reaction to Lawler. That's the way it has always been with him. Those who hate him and those who love him for his arrogance, his impudence. Right at the moment, you can see that Jack Briscoe has neither respect nor fear for Lawler. He continues with a hold, and Lawler trying to pry Briscoe's arm off, no success. Jack really has it up tight. Lawler is able to move over on his knees. Briscoe slides behind. And now Lawler to his feet. Briscoe having a hard time holding that reverse face lock as Lawler starts to pry his way out. And you can hear the Lawler fans come to their feet and start cheering for the self-proclaimed king. Jerry Lawler, finally, to top it off, reaches up, grabs the hair, and pulls Jack Briscoe back to the canvas. And for the first time, Lawler with an arm bar shows any semblance. Jerry Lawler now with Jack Briscoe in the center of the ring. Lawler pounding away, has Briscoe in real trouble for the first time in this bout. It's been a very even exchange throughout the first 10 minutes of it. Jack Briscoe kicks his way out of it. Lawler goes for that reverse face lock. Briscoe thrashing his arms, trying to get away from challenger Jerry Lawler. Lawler once again holding tight. Jack Briscoe. Jerry Lawler holding. Jack Briscoe crashing, finally gets up to his feet, but Lawler takes him back down. Lawler still holding on from behind, and referee Tommy Marlin says, keep your hands out of his hair. It's Jerry Lawler in a dominant position right at the moment. He continues to hold to Jack Briscoe. Sam Bass being told to sit down, and he does. Marlin over to check and remind Lawler that he has to have it on the chin. He can't drop it down on the throat. Briscoe once again starts his move to try to work his way out. Takes that arm, and Lawler pulls him back down. A drop, a beautiful move by Briscoe, but Jack, after the long duration of that reverse face lock, falls forward on his face. Sam Bass trying to tell Jerry to get up, and brother Jerry Briscoe telling Jack, get to your feet. He got there momentarily. The referee is counting. It's a count of 10 for the wrestlers to be able to be on their feet and resume. Briscoe thunders a broad arm to Lawler's back, and Jerry catches another one right across the small of the back. Briscoe, who is in serious trouble, being really cheered on by brother Jerry Briscoe. Jerry Briscoe felt the lash of that severe right hand of Lawler's, and Lawler defeated Jerry. Ooh, and Lawler down on the deck, but his legs are draped over the rope, and the referee will ask Jack Briscoe to back up. Lawler has a 10 count to be able to resume wrestling action. And here comes champion Jack Briscoe. Lawler falls into the corner. Uh-oh. As he turned when the referee was talking to him, Lawler took that moment to kick him in the midsection. To the ropes. Ooh. Lawler unlaces him with the top part of that arm, as he has so many of his previous opponents. One could be a new champion. Two, no sir. Jerry Lawler within one count of being the world's heavyweight champion, but Jack Briscoe hasn't retained that title without desire. Suplex. Briscoe in real trouble now. Lawler gets a count of one, count of two, and once again, Jack Briscoe, everything left in him. From somewhere he calls on it and kicks his way out of the pin by Jerry Lawler. Sam Bass hollering at his boy, finish him, finish him. Lawler drops, goes for another cover. One. Briscoe this time with a knee to Lawler's head. Breaks up the count at 1.5. Jack Briscoe trying to get back to his feet. Lawler lifted high in the air, but Briscoe without the strength to take him over. Falls himself, and the referee starts the count. Sam Bass could be it. 2, he's got his arm on him, but Lawler is able to move it off. Both of these wrestlers completely exhausted. 15-minute call, the 15-minute call. 45 minutes to wrestle. Jerry Lawler, Jack Briscoe, neither one of them is considered to be in a shape to finish the other right at the moment. Briscoe went for the step over toe hold. Looked like he may have been going for a deathlock. Lawler kicks him out of it. Straight up in the air, Briscoe drops Lawler down on Lawler's knee. He springs him. With the leg lever, Jack Briscoe springs it again. And the champion regaining his strength now. Steps it over. Lawler once again kicks his way out, and down goes referee Tommy Marlin. Tommy Marlin flat on his back. Jack Briscoe with his brother hollering, "Get up, Jack, get up." Jerry Lawler in the center of the ring, standing upright, nails Jack Briscoe with that vicious right hand, goes for the cover, and here's referee Tommy Marlin. 1, 2, this could be it. 3, the new world's heavyweight champion, Jerry Lawler. And Lawler, as the referee, apparently found a chain that Lawler had.
Jerry the King Lawler still rules within the wrestling world, but now it's mostly from behind a microphone. As for Jack Briscoe, he maintains a close relationship with his brother and the sport, and he recently released his autobiography titled Briscoe.
Man, I'm telling you, the first thing I'm going to say before we turn it back over to Pat Trammell, that's Pat Trammell. I'm Randy Hills, and we were talking Memphis wrestling. Pat, you brought up last week as we were watching something. I don't even know what match we're watching. Everybody thinks Jerry Lawler, man, he was just a brawler. That match proved without a shadow of a doubt, and we'll show some later on. We're seeing a different side of Jerry Lawler, because when it came to a pure wrestling, when it came to a match that a world championship, the most treasured prize in our profession, it was serious. It was technical wrestling. Sure, there was a chain and cheating, but it was a great wrestling match. And I'm asked the question I asked several times last week. Did you ever see this video, and what did you think?
I have never seen that video. What I thought was, and I was thinking when this started, Jack Briscoe is in my top 5 of wrestlers, of technical wrestlers, particularly before, probably the early to mid 80s. The thing that struck me about that match is it was a lot slower than we're used to seeing in the Memphis style generally. But I was on the edge of my seat the entire time.
Sure, absolutely.
I mean, it is just it is storytelling. It is a slow country song as opposed to a rock and roll guitar lick. I mean, that's the difference. It is pure poetry. I also did like Lance's. Speaking of Lawler's arrogance and impudence.
Yes, very, very good. I want to say hello to everybody. Shane, I didn't keep nothing. I never had that poster. I never would have stolen JoJo's kendo stick, or he would have probably used it on me. folks, if we're ignoring you, Pat, you can maybe help me as we go throughout the show. Got a lot on me today. But I wanted to tell some information because it's our mission here to keep the legacy of Memphis wrestling and also to teach lessons of the history of our business. There's some people that may be watching Pat here today. It's a sin, but they may not have ever heard of Jack Briscoe. And I want to give some Jack Briscoe information, Pat. He was born on September the 21st, 1941. He passed away at age 68, February the 1st, 2010. He died from complications from heart surgery. Jack Briscoe first won the NWA title, defeating Harley Race in Houston, Texas, July the 20th, 1973. He lost the title December the 10th, 1975. He lost it to Terry Funk. And here's the interesting thing about December 10th, 1975. Pat, wake up, listen to me. A very important day on December on this date that we're talking about on the December 10th, 1975. It was my 14th birthday.
All righty.
Hey! How about that? Then I said earlier that on October the 8th, 73, Jack Briscoe defeated Lou Thez, 8,582 people. On September the 16th, 1974, Jack Briscoe against Jerry Lawler reversed the decision. We just saw that. It was the biggest money gate ever in the history of Memphis. Big time raise prices. It did $10,125. Then on January the 20th, 1975, it drew 10,000 as well. Jack Briscoe beat Steve Kovacs. Did you ever hear of Steve Kovacs? He's one of
Nick
Steve
Steve Kovacs. Yes, sir.
He also wrestled for Bill Watts and Stephen Little Bear.
Yeah.
So he lost to Jack Briscoe January the 20th, 1975. Then February 3rd, 1975, 10,395 people. He beat Lawler. April 14th, 75, 11,300 people. Briscoe beat Ron Fuller by disqualification. April 28, 75, Briscoe and Ron Fuller again. June the 2nd, 1975, 9,118 people. Jack Briscoe beat Ron Fuller. And then on September 29th, Jack Briscoe NWA World Title match defeated the Mongolian Stomper. Also, here's a couple of interesting things. In 1981, Briscoe came back to Memphis, lost to Lawler in a single match. Lawler's return from the broken leg. Also that year, Dory and Terry Funk teamed up to wrestle, listen to this team, Jerry Lawler and Jack Briscoe. So it's our desire to educate and to teach about Memphis wrestling and not just the mainstay of Memphis wrestling. Do you like this concept? Do you like this microphone? Do you like what we're doing? Do you like my energy? What do you think, Pat Trammell?
I do, and I want to answer a question that Josh Main asked. Yes, Jack and Gerald and their other brother Bill owned a very successful body shop in Tampa, Florida, for many years. And I don't know. I don't think Gerald still owns it. He's a Twitter pal of mine. Well, Gerald's worked with NWA for the last 20 years.
WWE.
WWE. That's right.
But he was released about a year ago. He's doing a podcast now with
Lakefield.
JBL.
Yeah, he is, and I like it a lot. I'll tell you one of my favorite matches, and you can find it on YouTube. And I think Jack had the belt then, but it's a Jack Briscoe Harley Race match, and it is everything I think a wrestling match ought to be from that era. So I'd encourage everybody to look at it.
I want to say hello to Michael Butler in Humboldt, Tennessee. Joshua, as you answer that question, Ronnie Crowder is in the house. So I think we'll move along with our or lesson? Are you in the mood to watch another style of world title match, Mister Trammell?
Yes, sir, I am. I'll answer Shane's question real quickly. How did I discover wrestling? Uh, Shane, I discovered wrestling at 10:30 at night on Channel 42, the Goulas Welch territory in Birmingham, Alabama. My first favorite wrestler was the first baby face in the territory, a very young Robert Fuller was one of my favorites, but my very favorite was Lynn Rossi, who tag teamed with Bearcat Brown. And a year before Lynn died, I went to his health food store, which he ran in Nashville, Tennessee, for many, many years, and he and I spent the afternoon together, and uh, that was one of the highlights of my life.
Appreciate all the comments. Appreciate that for sure. It's here we are on the 18th day of July. Thanks to Randy West for sending me this classic microphone that Lance Russell was actually talking on. Doing the commentary of, he was using this microphone in this hand for that. Now we're going to switch and we are going to, let's see, let me get to that and let me find it. And here is Terry Funk's first defense in Memphis of the NWA title.
Funk on him. Rolls him over. And look at this. He's back. There's no way.
Well, I don't know what happened.
You clicked us off there.
I wasn't even close to the computer. Maybe I didn't watch it. Maybe that's all there was.
Funk on him. Rolls him over. And look at this. He's back. There's no way. They are so tired. We're down to the 60-second mark. After 59 minutes of it, Lawler really tanked Terry Funk. With only 45 seconds to go, Lawler tries to roll him into a pin position. He's got him. Count of one. But he only gets 1.5. Terry Funk. Sheer drive. Kicks his way out of it. 30 seconds to go. Funk hit him with a left and a right. They had no sting at all behind him. Lawler with the elbow. Drops it again. 15 seconds to go. He still has time. Once again, Terry Funk saved by a leg over the rope. Lawler falls back on him. And a 60-minute brawl between the world heavyweight champion Terry Funk and challenger Jerry Lawler. Fact, defending his NWA Southern Heavyweight title.
How does it feel, Banana Nose, to stand next to the world's heavyweight champion?
Well, I did an interview with Terry Funk, and it was a tough bout. It was one of those things that went against you, but...
It was his toughest bout that he's ever had in his wrestling career.
A young
Well, that didn't work. That went away.
Well, if you want to look at it a while, I'll answer a couple of questions. Al,
I don't want to look at it.
huh?
I'm good.
Okay. Well, Al,
If you want-
to answer your question, Jack was older by about 3 or 4 years, and Jack also was an NCAA wrestling champion, and he got over way before Gerald ever started wrestling. And Jack was way better than everybody. Gerald was a fantastic wrestler, but Jack's in a class by himself, in my opinion. Shane, to answer your question, according to Jerry Jarrett, it was Terry Funk who came up with the empty arena match. And if you listen to some of Jerry's podcast with Sean Reedy, he tells Terry Funk came up with a lot of stuff. He called Jerry one time, and I'll tell the stories that told to me. He called Jerry and he said, "Look, every wrestling promotion wrestles on Thanksgiving night, and it's one of the biggest night of the years. So what we need to do is call all the territories and rent their arenas on Thanksgiving night from the building holder, and that way we'll be able to charge them double what they usually pay for their buildings." So Terry was apparently something else, and God bless him. He's in assisted living right now, and I think he's got some fairly serious dementia. But we'll keep him in our thoughts over his final days, because he is a one of a kind guy.
All right. I think Adam Dunn is in the house. And if Adam Dunn's in the house, Adam, I want you to go to the video clip, and the Lawler versus Harley race. But I want you to hold up on that real quick, because I didn't give the information about Terry Funk. So I'm getting so excited. I'm sorry if you guys couldn't hear me. I had my during that video. I had the microphone in my lap, and I hope everybody could hear me. I have the backup microphone hot as well, so maybe you could pick me up fine with that. Terry Funk, June the 30th, 1944. He is currently age 79 years old. He defeated Jack Briscoe for the title December the 10th, 1975, on my 14th birthday. Terry Funk lost to Harley Race on February the 6th, 1977. Then Terry Funk wrestled in Memphis August the 22nd, 1976. Funk and Lawler drew 10,400 people, and it drew about 7,000 people. That's the history of Terry Funk and the NWA title. So, Adam, if you're in the house, let's watch Harley Race, Jerry Lawler from the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee. Somebody is in the house that says guess. If it's Adam, he'll start this video. If it's not Adam, I'll.
Now let's go to the Memphis Mid-South Coliseum for the action between Jerry the King Lawler challenging Harley Race for the World Heavyweight Championship. 50 minutes has passed. 10 minutes to wrestle. Nine minutes to go. 9 minutes to go. You only got 9 minutes. The PA system has gone out. Lawler back over.
1 minute rest, 10 minutes to rest. 10 minutes to rest.
Lawler lets go of that one. That was getting him nowhere pin-wise, and that's what he wants. He's come too far tonight. Nails Harley right in the face with that foot. What do you have to do to hold this guy down? Now Lawler may have him. Referee grabs both hands and says, you're not going to beat on him. But Lawler does. Two right hands. Count of two. Lawler thought he might have had him. Nope. Harley takes him down in a jackknife. 1, 2. Kicks his way free. Sleeper hold. He rarely uses this hold. He figures maybe that this is a good time since Race is as he is, very tired. Jerry Lawler holding on with about 7 minutes to go, but Harley Race is also holding on. Lawler does not have a good position on him. He tightens it up better. He's got a much better position on him now. Race is sagging. Now Harley slips back, and there goes Lawler through the ropes. Lawler did not have a good position on the sleeper hold. Race had moved around to where he had relieved some of it. Lawler then went down, tightened it up hard. Race slipped back just enough to get a shoulder at Lawler and knock him through the ropes. Slips in behind for the sleeper hold. Looks like his positioning may be better this time. There goes Harley. See how he rolls it off and takes the pressure off the side of that neck. Rips his head and shakes him off the sleeper. Lawler goes after it again. He's been unable to get the pin and hold him for a 3 count. He's going to try to get a submission on him, or rather put him asleep where he'll have it with no problem. Lawler applying the pressure to the right side of the neck. That's where all the pressure is on that point. Referee Tommy Marlin checking him. Remember, he's been in there 54 minutes himself. Race is down. He is not out, but he is definitely down and hurt. Once again, I think this is the 4th or 5th time that Race has used the ropes to break a count. Lawler sagged when he saw that. He has done everything he can to the champion. And the wily champion has avoided that 3 count all the way. Again, he is much too close. No No. Lawler thinks he's won. He hasn't. I can see it from here. So can you. Race's legs were over the ropes. Lawler jumps up. There's no question about it. Regardless of how we'd like to see Lawler, the world heavyweight champion, Harley Race's legs were well over the ropes. Race comes from behind, rolls him in, comes back into a jackknife. Nope. Lawler now is over the ropes. Only 4 minutes in time. Lawler continuing to battle, even though it must have drained it out of him when he found out he had not won the championship. Tommy Marlin had counted, and just as he went up in the air, he saw the legs, and his legs were well over the ropes, not just barely. I think our videotape will clearly show that Race was outside the ropes throughout the entire count. Lawler falls back. Race misses the elbow. Count of one. Nope.
3 minutes remaining.
3 minutes. Referee notifying Lawler and Race that 3 minutes remain. Look at Lawler. Renewed by that. Oh, Race catches him. Zinging left hand. Takes a right from Lawler. Neither one of them has near the sting in the punches that they had earlier. Lawler coming off, he was going to hit him with a broad arm and put him up in the 42nd row, but Ray simply ducked over and Lawler went straight over his back. Lawler shakes him at the count of 2. Neither wrestler. Only 2 minutes. Lawler spurred every time the time is called out. The spirit's willing, but whether the body's got enough, he may hear. 1, 2. Nope. Harley Race shakes the jackknife. Count of 1, 2, and Race once again uses the ropes. Lawler throws his feet back inside. Race takes another one from Lawler. And Race kicks out this time. Lawler goes to the ropes. Straight down. This could be his last chance. 1, 2. And up comes Harley Race's left shoulder. The crowd really wanting severely. They want Lawler to win this so bad. They can taste it, and he has been so close. With 1 minute to go, these men have been at it 1 solid hour. Unbelievable. Just like this. Unless Lawler gets him here, he has no chance. 1, 2, and Race kicks. 30 seconds to go. They are just drained, both men. Lawler goes with the elbow. He picked Race up. I'm surprised he even got him in the air. Lawler going to put it all in one basket. Jumps at Harley Race. Count of 1, 2, no. And that's it. The 60-minute time limit has run out, and the bout will be a draw. 60 minutes to a draw. Harley Race retains his World Heavyweight Championship. There was an absolutely sensational 1 hour match between Harley Race, the world heavyweight champion, Jerry the King Lawler, the challenger, and it went to a draw. Just how close Lawler was to being the world heavyweight champion. We got a lot of action. You can hear the crowd outside. They're stirred up capacity, and we're going to be back to join that action right after we take time out for this.
Harley Race. Tell you a little bit about Harley Race. He was born on April the 11th, 1943. He passed away at age 76, August the 1st, 2019, of lung cancer. In 1973, Harley Race won the world title for his first time, defeating Dory Funk Jr., and he lost the title also in 1973 to Jack Briscoe. Then later in 1977, he beat Terry Funk. He finally lost the world title for the last time in 1983. He lost to Ric Flair. In Memphis, we first saw Harley Race on April the 24th, 1977. 8,700 people watch Harley Race retain against Rocky the Soulman Johnson. Then on December the 11th of 1977, 10,800 people. It was a 60-minute draw, Ross, Race, and Lawler. Then the famous match we showed last week, December 18th, 1977, almost 10,000 people. Race beat Lawler on a disqualification when Valiant interfered. Wasn't there to help that daggum help out Harley Race, but it was just a crazy thing. Valiant broke the bottle. We saw that last week. So there you go, as we saw that great video, that excellent video there of NWA World Champion. Fantastic talent for sure. As Shane up there says, Memphis Wrestling had some great referees. Jerry Calhoun, Frank Morrell, the spoiler, had Aubrey Wayne for Power Pro Wrestling. There's no doubt about that. Had Bill Mack, had Tommy Sloan, so many referees over the year, all doing just great job, all doing fantastic job. Hope you're enjoying the July 18th version right here of Talking Memphis Wrestling, as we're taking a look at some of the greatest, the very best NWA and AWA, the world champions coming through Memphis, Tennessee. We're seeing Lawler in dynamite, just absolutely fantastic action. Want to thank once again to Randy West. Don't know if Randy's still watching, but the goodies he sent me, including this classic old school microphone. This microphone, look how durable it is. Isn't that something? It has not been used since 1996, and we're live. We're in living color. I'm as excited and fired up as I've been in a long time. Yellow again, everybody. Randy Hills on Talking Memphis Wrestling, rocking and rolling. Pat, you went away. What did you think about Harley Race and Jerry Lawler 60-minute draw at the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee?
What number one? I think I made the comment about the great ones can have a great match with anybody, and Harley Race was well known for that. Well known for that. I am curious as to
Jerry Lawler's not just anybody.
No, I know that, but Lawler can have a great match with anybody too. So you put the two of those together. Although I've seen some matches go a good ways lately. I just wonder if a 60-minute draw would leave fans wanting more, which is what happened in the older days, or how that would be received now.
You know, haven't they had that lately? Didn't Iron Man matches? I think. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I know this. I know attention span is not near as much as it used to be. That's for sure. We're going to skip to 1978 because in 1978, Pat, I thought, you know, this is interesting, and we'll look at this history. So on December the 18th, Lawler race, all that situation, and then um, it was August 21st, 1978. In 1978, so they had gone almost the whole year without having a championship, and so they switched from the NWA to the AWA, and there's been so many classic Bonkwinkle Lawler. This is a situation that I think involves argument and craziness and just a typical Tennessee smiles with Nick Monkwick, Jerry Lawler, Andy Kaufman, all kinds of stuff happens. Stay awake, folks. Talking Memphis Wrestling continues. Okay, this is Nick Bonkwinkle and Jerry Lawler, and I will find it.
All right, I want to talk about what happened in the World Heavyweight Championship match.
Well, like I was saying, when? Go ahead. When what?
When Nick Bockwinkel and Jerry the King Lawler got together to decide the title holder on it, and I must tell you that Jimmy Hart had a prominent role. Stay right where you are, because I want you to see the end of that match and the most incredible
Are you actually going to show the
that
film?
I'm going to show.
Bless your heart, Russell. We ought to give you a big kiss. We ought to give you a big kiss.
Let's take a look at it. Round one, but Bockwinkel slips out of it. And Hart about to have a fit in the corner with Dundee right next to him. Billy grabbed his shoulder and held him down. Boy, double right hands, and Bockwinkel and Lawler, who were both through the vicious 10 minutes of it, both stunned. They hit the deck hard, and Lawler and Hart up out of the chair gets away from Dundee. Dundee grabs him by the waist while Lawler turns Bockwinkel over. He's got him. But the referee trying to get Hart back from the ropes, and Lawler still got him covered. He can't get a pin. Lawler goes over and blasts Hart loose. What is this? Here's Jimmy Hart on here. And Jerry Lawler, we're dumbfounded with Jimmy Hart with no mask. And Lawler was rolled up 1, 2, 3. And the winner is Nick Bockwinkel in 11:22. The World Heavyweight title goes to him. I don't believe it. I can't understand it. What is this? Andy Kaufman under the guys. Look at that, Russell! Come here, Andy! Come here! Come here, Andy! We got the brains, baby! We got the brains! What is this kind of a thing? He who laughs the loudest, baby!
Lawler, I got you! You thought you saw the last of me! I'll keep coming till you end up in the hospital!
And there they go,
Who is the
fleeing
smartest
for
man
their
in
life.
professional wrestling in Warhammer?
You are, what's the matter? Can't Kaufman keep a job or something
baby,
steady
they're
on
just
television?
so stupid, hey, baby.
All he
I
does is
picked the
run
little
out.
phone up and I called him and I said, hello, is Andy Kaufman there in Hollywood? And the people said, who's calling? I said, Jimmy Hart, and she got him to the phone, and I told him what I had in mind, and I said, Andy, I said, you're mad at Lawler. He almost put you out of your whole show business career. And he said, yeah, I'm mad. And I said, well, I'm mad too because he burnt my face. He tried to break my hand. He tried to do it all to me. But I said, let's don't be mad, baby. Let's just get even. Let's just get even, man. But you know what's so tragic about this thing? I just wish there was a couple people that could share this with me, Lawler. Your daddy and Sam Bass, baby, because I wish they were here with it, baby. Woo, because it is the greatest day of my life. The greatest day of my life, baby.
Hey, would you just shut up a minute? I talked to him.
You shut up. Don't ever tell me to. You don't tell him to shut up. I'll slap you and send you to the back, baby.
We talked to Andy Kaufman and Jimmy Hart right after it was all over with, and take a listen to this.
You don't have no respect for him. Miami, look at this, man. Tell him. Smartest man.
I am in the locker room at the Mid-South Coliseum with Andy Kaufman and Jimmy, TV star Andy Kaufman. I will tell you right now, it is not my idea, but we are interested in finding out what led to the kind of charade that took place that deprived Lawler of the world. Don't tell me it wasn't a charade. Everybody, you came out, yeah, he lost it out there. Don't you have anything better to do than to run around trying to gig Lawler and bother him?
Jerry Lawler almost tried to break my neck last year. He made a fool out of me. He humiliated me. He put me in the hospital for 3 days in traction. I had to wear a neck brace for 5 months. He did this to Jimmy Hart, broke his arm, okay? And so you say I don't have anything better to do? I won't stop. I'm not stopping now. Look, it gives me great pleasure to know that I had something to do with helping to prevent Jerry Lawler from having that world title. And I'll tell you, I'm not going to stop now. I won't stop until I find someone who's going to put Jerry Lawler into the hospital just like he did me. And it won't be for any 3 days. It won't be for a week. It'll be for a month, maybe for a year. Jerry Lawler will not want to go back into professional wrestling when I'm through with him because I'm offering $5,000 to any wrestler that can put him in the hospital. And I'm dead serious about this, ladies and gentlemen. I will not stop until Jerry Lawler is in the hospital.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You just better steer clear of him because I would expect as much out of you.
Who is the smartest manager in professional wrestling? And why am I? Like I said, man, can't you imagine when Lawler saw him over there? He thought he saw Jimmy Hart with a mask on. Then I jumped on the ring. He fainted. Botwinkle pinned him. Like I said, king, and I use that word loosely. He who laughs last laughs the loudest.
Okay.
King.
Isn't that enough? Do we have to listen to any more of it? Andy Kaufman, Jimmy Hart.
Lawler, try to do something about it, my friend. Try to do something about it. Wasn't that beautiful? Wasn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
And you ain't seen nothing yet, baby. You ain't seen nothing yet, baby. Like I said, this is going to be the greatest year for Jimmy Hart he's ever had. Plus, it's already started off the greatest week of my life. Bobby's going to win me that Southern belt. He's got me the Mid-America belt now.
Not only am I going to get you that Southern belt, I'm going to collect that $5,000 from Andy Kaufman.
Can't you imagine the shock on Lawler's face? He fainted when he saw Hart and me. It's going to be great, Lawler. You ain't seen nothing yet, baby.
You haven't seen a thing.
Lawler, so great with the Terry Funks, with the Jack Briscoes, with the Harley Races, and man, oh man, oh man, with Nick Bonkwinkle. Nick Bonkwinkle, AWA World Heavyweight Champion, born December the 6th, 1934, passed away November the 14th, 2015, at 80 years old. He first won the AWA Championship November the 8th, 1975, finally lost the title to Kurt Hennig May 2nd of 1988. Pat, what did you think? Nick Bonkwinkle, Jerry Lawler, that angle with Andy Kaufman, one of the craziest and most successful angles ever. Had you ever seen that?
I had never seen that with Bockwinkel. I thought I had seen all the Lawler-Bockwinkel matches, but I had never seen that. I've got to admit.
Man,
Have you ever seen Bockwinkel on Hollywood Squares?
No.
Google that. It's worth seeing. You know, he was hell on a mic, but in um, a really, really bright guy, really articulate.
Yeah, I think he's absolutely fantastic. Let's go ahead and look at some of these comments. Altone says Nick could have been the NWA champion, but didn't want to do all that traveling. One of the all-time great for sure. He also says Nick Bockwinkel was a great wrestler. He was fantastic as Randy West answering. Yes, same microphone. Man, I'm so excited about my microphone in my hand. And Pat once again is yawning on the TV. He's a busy, busy man. Let me look at these comments here. I got distracted by the yawns. Anyway, Shane says the Mid-South Coliseum had the best matches. Authentic is the building was excellent. Brooke says, is that the same microphone Randy has now? Yes, it is. All right. As Randy says, look at the microphone Lance is holding, and now Randy's holding now. It's absolutely fantastic, man. I love our comments. I love this show today. That was just fantastic stuff, wasn't it, Pat?
It really is. It really is. It really is. I did not know that, Al, about Bockwinkel, the NWA, and Josh. I didn't know that he was a school teacher, but I can see it. And you're right, Al. Randy, you are holding the Holy Grail. I got to hold that thing. I'll drive to Jonesboro. I got to have that thing in my hands.
Well, you can't have it. I know you do a lot for me, but this is on loan from Randy West to me.
Well,
sorry,
we're gonna build
but you
a
can
Memphis
hold
Hall
it.
of Fame. We're gonna build a Memphis Hall of Fame wrestling building one day, and it'll be in there.
Outside talking about the matches, amazing, everything amazing, and we're going to do.
You know what? The chills I have just seeing that microphone are like the chills I had when Coach Brian asked me if I thought it was going to rain.
Were you thrilled to death?
I couldn't hardly speak.
This is a real deal, and when Randy pointed out when it showed Lance a few minutes ago, it was this very microphone.
That's right.
We're going to break away right now, real quick, from the world champions. We have a lot more video to go, and we're going to make this a 3-part series. We won't have time for all, but 1982, there was a great, probably the best babyface versus babyface feud that I ever saw. It gets a little heated here, but we're going to watch the Jerry Lawler, Dutch Mantell brawl and argument right now on Talking Memphis Wrestling. Pat Trammell, Randy Hales, enjoying ourselves. Thanks for watching, and here's Dutch and
Southern heavyweight crown between Jerry the King Lawler and Dutch Mantell. Well, speaking of Lawler, here he comes out right now. We had some footage we want to talk to you about. We'll wait and see. Here, just you can use this.
I want that chair for somebody else. I'll sit right here, Lance, if you don't mind.
Oh, well, we were just...
Got another chair there.
We were just going to show some footage. We had made the comment that the confrontation between Lawler and Mantell stirred an awful lot of interest among wrestling fans.
I know you were going to show some footage. I'm the one that asked you to show the footage. Don't you remember that, Lance?
Yeah.
I brought the footage down here. We know that. The reason I wanted to show that footage is because I think, as everyone knows, I took my belt back away from Dutch Mantell. You realize that, don't you, Lance?
Yes,
he was temporarily holding it. I took my belt back, and at the end of the match, I had some guys jump in on me, and they were pounding me pretty good, and Dutch Mantell, instead of helping me like any gentleman or any man, you don't have to be a gentleman, just a man, like any man would do, he chose to turn tail and run. He left me in the ring, and he is a big gutless wonder. Now, what I have done, as you know, Lance, I have offered Dutch Mantell another shot at this belt. I have offered him a title match just to get back in the ring with me, and for some unknown reason, Dutch Mantell has refused to wrestle me again. Now, you can hear what the people are saying. Dutch Mantell is obviously scared of me. Now, I'm going to give him a chance right now. There's a chair sitting right over here. Dutch Mantell, I would like for Dutch Mantell to come out here right now, and you know, it's probably not right, but I could be wrong. I'll admit I could be wrong. Probably not, but I could be. So I want Dutch Mantell, if he's got any guts at all, to just come out here, sit down in that chair right there, and tell me what was on his mind when, you know, when he left me in that ring. I want him to look at the film, and then I just want him to explain. If he, you know, if he's a man, he should come out here and sit in that chair. Is that right?
I think he's already made an explanation, Jerry, sufficient to say that if it happened today or tomorrow or the next day or whenever, that the circumstances might be different. At that time, he was obviously irritated about it, and he chose not to get into your personal squabbles with somebody else. That's the way I heard it, and, well, there's the Dutchman
That's
right there.
I was going to say he chose not to come out here, but I see that he does have the guts to come out. Just have a seat, Dutch.
Now, let me say one thing. I'm not afraid of you, and I am a man. Now, what do you want with me?
All I want you to do is sit down in that chair right there and watch this film with me and about 350,000 other people and explain to me why you did what you did. Can you do that?
Want me to sit down?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Okay, now let's just keep it nice and peaceful out here today.
I think it'll be
Dutch, how about you using that microphone, and I'll handle this one. Now, if we are ready, can we take a look at the film?
I would like to.
Okay, let's take a look at our tape on the action with Dutch and Jerry Lawler. Lawler hammers his way out. Misses a right, and Dutch again in the sleeper. On the ropes, Mantell fires a right. Lawler reverses. He goes for the sleeper hold. Lawler whipped into the turnbuckles, and Dutch misses. Lawler got out of the way. He's on the ropes. Drops with a right hand. Count of one, count of two, and count of three. But his foot was on the ropes. The referee couldn't see it. 23 minutes, 50 seconds. The winner and the new Southern heavyweight champion, Dutch Mantell, has lost to Jerry the King Lawler. Lawler, the winner. Here comes Jimmy Hart. Bobby Eaton, Sweet Brown Sugar, what are they doing here? Jerry Lawler, the winner. 23-50, the undisputed Southern heavyweight champ. Mantell looks at him and walks out of the ring. So the first family pounding away on Lawler, and Mantell has left the wrestling area. Big double backdrop. Hart with a cane. Eaton with a boot. Here comes Roy Rogers, Rick McCord. Hart jumps out of the ring. Now he's back in as Rogers, McCord battling with Sugar and Eaton, and now they all take off. But Lawler, while winning the championship, one of his great moments, he is undisputed Southern heavyweight champ, is left prone in the ring. He won it in 23-50, but the family did him in after it was over. The winner, Jerry Lawler.
Lawler, you got a big fat mouth, brother. I'm gonna tell you, why should I help you? I don't see what you got to be so hot about. You got the Southern belt. Now, I didn't contract to fight your battles. Now, I didn't make all these enemies that you made. Now, you might swerve some people into thinking you're a king, but you ain't swerving me, Jack, because I knew you back when.
I don't need
you
to
ain't
swerve
swerving
anybody,
me.
Dutch.
No,
All
you
I'm
got
trying
it.
to
You
say
got it.
is,
Let me
who's got my belt?
say one thing. Now, you came out here and you ran me down, and not once did you say I was a good wrestler, did he, Lance? Not once did you say I was a good wrestler. Not once did you say that I was a good competitor. You said a lot of things, a lot of insults, and a lot of accusations. Now, you may not have been listening to what I said before. I want to wrestle you for this belt.
But I want to do it on my time, my term. Now, you can't psych me out because I've been down the road before and I know how to chase a champion. But you're not psyching me out, and when it gets ready for the time, when I feel the time is right, I'm going to come back after it, Lawler. How long is it going to take? What's the time going to be? You're right. I didn't say you was a good wrestler. I said you're a coward, Dutch Mantell. I said you're yellow. I said you're chicken to get in the ring with me. I'm giving you a shot at this belt, and you won't take it. You know why? You know why you won't take it? The same reason you showed on that film. You didn't want to jump in there and help me because you were afraid those guys would kick your butt. And you're afraid I'll kick your butt, and that's why you won't get in the ring with me. I'm going to say one more thing. Let me say one more thing. I said I wanted to be a friend of yours, win, lose, or draw. But you made that impossible. Not me, Lawler. You made it impossible. Not me, Jack. And I'm not going to sit out here in front of 350,000 people and let you run me down. So you're not going to wrestle me because you're a coward. Why don't you just say that? No, I'll tell you what I do. Hey, I'm not going to sit out here and listen to it. Say you're a coward. I'm not going to sit out and listen to it. All you got to do is say you're a coward.
Hey, come on, Jerry. All right, Jerry. Now knock it off. Hey, come on, you guys. Yeah. Get him out of there. Get him out, please. All right. Hey, Jerry, just get on out of here. Jerry, just now, come on. Just save it. There's no point in that.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, Lawler, I'm going to be the last man you ever slapped, Jack. I'm going to tell you, you want the match? You got it. Hey, Marlon, put it on the card, buddy. I'm coming after you, Lawler. I'm going to be the last man you ever slapped, friend. And I'm taking that belt back. You just crank it up. Turn me loose. I'm going to show everybody what a power you are.
Yeah. Come on, Dutch. You guys settle your problems. Come on, Dutch. Just settle them somewhere else.
Hey, you tell Marlon to put it on the card, Lawler. I'll be the last man you ever slapped.
Okay, we'll talk to Eddie about it and all. Right now, let's take time out, and we'll be back.
Well, I want to bring in Pat Trammell to give his thoughts, and I'll ask Pat a question real quick. Pat, had you ever seen that before?
I had seen that one before.
Oh, okay.
I have, and I agree with TJ. I do kind of understand Dutch on that one.
Any thoughts?
Memphis storytelling. Memphis storytelling. Dutch had a point.
We're going to move up. Ready to move up a couple of years? How about that? You feel like that?
How about that? Yes, sir.
Go to June the 3rd, 1985. The end of 1983, Randy Savage debuted in Memphis Wrestling. Now, this was in the era where Jimmy Hart had already left Memphis to go to WWF, and Randy Savage was one of the many, many people that Vince McMahon wanted, one of the top people that he wanted, and the rest is history with that. And Jerry Jarrett used to always say on everybody that left to go to the WWF during that era, the only person that gave a notice and worked the entire notice and did every town that he was booked in was Randy Savage. That was the honor that Randy Savage. It's funny how that ended up, because they wanted to kill each other before, and the big feud, and the Randy Savage, Jerry Lawler, 1985, let's get that right. It was June the 3rd, 1985, Savage Lawler. Let's watch now on Talking Memphis Wrestling.
At this point, you expect the punches to start losing a little of their steam. But, man, I'll tell you, looking at them, you sure can't tell it. They are really still blasting away at each other. apron, out into the timer's table, and Lawler just now starting to move. He busted an eye open. Savage comes off, nails him again. Savage cranking up. The referee trying to look at Lawler's eye. And the referee saying it's a bad cut. But he's not going to be stopping this match. Boy, Jerry is covered with blood. When he hit that table, he apparently busted the eye, his right eye wide open. Savage. Oh boy, he is still following right in behind, pounding away. Lawler seemed to be lost for a moment over there, not knowing where he was. And Savage rips him with another right hand. Loser leave town. Southern heavyweight title match. No time, no disqualification. We are 27 minutes in. And Savage making the most of the opportunity. The referee up checking the eye again. I think under normal circumstances, he would have stopped this bout. Savage just continues to rip him. Savage attacks the eye savagely. And the referee trying to keep him back. The referee says ring the bell and declaring Savage the winner. And he's furious. Savage is the winner as the referee in 28 minutes and 43 seconds. The winner is the Macho Man, Randy Savage, and Lawler has lost this loser leave town battle. The referee says he stopped the match and that Savage is the winner. I don't see how he stopped this contest, but he did. He said Lawler was in danger of losing the eye. So the winner in 28 minutes, 43 seconds, Randy Savage.
Where's the house mic?
Lawler talking now to the referee. Down. Let's see if we can find out what's happening. Ernesto is looking at the eye. And Lawler said if he can beat me in the middle of the ring, he's welcome to it. Asking Lawler, do you want to go on? Lawler says, yes, I want to go on. I'll take all responsibility. At 28 minutes and 43 seconds, Tom Ernesto, after checking Lawler's eye, advised him not to continue. But Lawler said if he beats me, so be it, but I can't have it given to him. Lawler said he would assume any responsibility for whatever happened to the eye. And Ernesto said, well, let it go. And they resumed battling again. Savage nailed him with an elbow, and Lawler snaps the strap down. He is out on his feet and oblivious to pain, Lawler is. Driven by that inner energy, he nails him again. Going for the pile driver. As a cover, count of 1, 2, 3. At 30 minutes and 22 seconds, the winner and new Southern Heavyweight title holder, Jerry Lawler.
Randy Macho Man Savage, as Brooks said, listen to that crowd. And man, Randy Savage never had a problem of getting that crowd, no doubt about it. Randy Poffo, born November the 15th, 1952, passed away May the 20th, 2011 at 58 years old. He debuted in Memphis on December the 5th, 1983, in front of 8,102 people. Lawler against Randy Savage. So many great, so many exciting matches. What did you think of that one, Pat, my man?
I had seen that one before. I'm going to make a blanket statement. I think Randy Savage did by far the best work of his career in Memphis. That was, the Macho Man thing was good for WWF, but it just turned too cartoon. I do have a question of you. What Tom Ernesto was in and out, and I mean, what did he have to do with this? What was his role at that point in time?
He was brought in March of 1985 as the booker. He had a run with several great runs as a booker, and he had a run in Puerto Rico and a run in California. He called Jerry Jarrett, and he was a silver-tongued devil, and he talked Jerry Jarrett into hiring him. At the time, Jerry Jarrett was burned out, and he was ready to quit booking right then, but Ernesto couldn't get there, so Lawler took over and got the territory going. Tom came in. Randy West is one of the most frustrating times he ever had because Tom didn't even know how to lay out a format of the TV show. It was a tough thing, and Jerry Jarrett came back, and he actually, Randy, what would you say, within 3 or 4 weeks, finally Jerry Jarrett came back, and he was the booker, even though Ernesto was being called the booker. He was the assistant booker. Jarrett would just go to TV and Memphis on Monday. Then he started wrestling. He and Tojo made a comeback, and they were going to all the towns. So that's the deal. So he was the promoter figure, it's kind of like Eddie Marlin did. So that's why he got involved in the thing. And so eventually he was switched heel. And eventually we'll show some of the stuff. That was real good stuff. He switched heel on Lawler and Eddie Marlin. Real good stuff, Pat.
Yeah. And Frank, you're right. I did remember Tom Ernesto was one of the assassins with Jody Hamilton, father of referee Nick Patrick.
Father of Nick Patrick, you're exactly right. And this has been a great show. And I want to just tell people, first of all, I appreciate everybody. We've had very good numbers today. Pat, you saved us, and Adam saved us by coming in and finally producing the thing. Everybody had issues. Adam had plumbing issues. You were on the road. Then we had Chris Ellis still not here. He had meetings, and Michael St. John still without electricity, but we did it. We continued this series, and we didn't get through it. I don't want to go overtime today, and the next video we basically have 3 videos left, and we're going to do, I can find some more. So you up for a part 3 of Lawler's greatest opponents? We have the Idol Lawler deal. We have the Kurt Lawler deal. We have the Eddie Gilbert Lawler deal. We got plenty of stuff we can show. What do you think?
I think Idol Lawler is some of my favorite stuff of all time. So absolutely, I'm up for it.
All right. Appreciate everybody being here today. And one thing, Pat, that I don't know if I told you, but one of the decisions, and I said this earlier in the show, because usually as we do the plug-in segments, and we usually plug the Front Row with Bud Rowe that I do on Wednesday, I decided, and we had talked about this, seems like even though I work all the time doing good, it seems like at the end of the month, when it comes to pay those gimmicks called bills, it's just not all there. And I'm not letting this happen this month at all. And there's other issues too. I love these shows. Absolutely. First of all, I get to create. That's the main thing. I like the creating part better than I like the hosting part, even though I like talking Memphis wrestling and I like doing these shows, I like working with Adam, I like working with the panel, with Michael, with Pat, with Chris, with everybody. These are fun to me, but I do it at night, do my prep at night. It doesn't take away from me making money. And then I've said before, there's a couple of people, callers on the front row with Bud Rowe, and I got Adam telling me and Pat telling me and everybody telling me, don't let these idiots, just like that West Bowl thing, don't acknowledge him, don't acknowledge him. But I'm the type, if somebody going to slap me across the face, I'll slap the shit out of them with a baseball bat. I will, absolutely. So I feel like I've been disrespected at all. I still have no problems with Randy Myers, no problems with Bud at all. It's just I had done this deal for 156 weeks in a row and I was burned out. Absolutely. Randy West, you saved the show. Randy West, you did. There's no doubt about it. Thanks for this microphone and Eddie Marlin's Spot Show. Pat hadn't seen this. Look at the monitor. This is Eddie Marlin's Spot Show microphone. It's not hot. It's not even plugged in, but I wanted to show you. This is the original. Randy sent two cables, a big one and a smaller one. This is patched in to master control. And I'm surprised I got the sucker going. They got it going, and it was a lot of fun tonight. And I appreciate that, and I appreciate all the good stuff. And Pat, I will quickly show you this. That Randy found this. This is the certificate Eddie got that I presented to him for Monday Night Memories in March the 7th, 1994. So there that is, as you can see that. So mic one, I normally use, pot that up, and I'm going to lay this microphone down for just a second. So pot mic one up. The other thing that Randy sent, this is a card from Nashville, Tennessee. Look at that Birmingham jewelry store up on the top. You see Robert Fuller's picture. You see the concession stand Beeman. This is in 1975, and you see that card there. Interesting main event. Chris Colt and Bill Dundee against Jackie and Roughhouse Fargo. The semifinal is Rocket Monroe and Mr. Suzuki against so great tag team of George Goulas and Eddie Marlin. We had Cowboy Parker and Ken Dellinger against Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden, and Luke Graham, Crazy Luke, against Mr. Wrestling. So what did you think? Go ahead and pot microphone two up. All right, here we go. We'll bring Pat back on the show. Pat, what did you think about it? Oh, here's another thing he sent me. Eddie had these in his basement.
All right.
For heat angles and all that sort of thing, for sure. What did you think about these goodies our buddy Randy West sent me?
Just please protect them, because, man, that is one of these days I want to touch that and I want to hold that, and that is boy, that's special stuff right there.
Well, I'm telling you what I'm going to do is that I'm going to unhook the microphone after this show, and I am going to hide it. Then I'm going to tell you or Adam or Randy or somebody where I hid it, because I'll hide it so good. I don't want to hide it from myself. That'd be bad, right?
That would be bad. I'd put it under my pillow at night. But while we're here, I want to remember and send good thoughts to all our friends in Memphis. I've been following that. There's 130,000 people in Memphis, the Memphis area, out of power.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That's bad.
Yeah.
Prayers to the people in Memphis, Tennessee. Wyatt is in somewhere else out of country, so he doesn't have to deal with that, right?
Right. Dublin, Ireland.
Fine. We're running short of time. About 30 seconds. Final words about this show and whatever else you want to say. Pat Taramo, Talking Memphis Wrestling.
Great to be with all our friends again. I'm sorry I was a little bit late on the road, but and I hope Michael gets everything at the station squared away okay. And everybody be safe out there, our Memphis friends. If there's anything we can do, I'm going to text a mod when I get off the phone. But any of our pals out there, if we can do anything, let me know.
Shane Autumn said, I hope Randy will show when at the studio and he pulled back the curtain to the parking lot. I don't know really what you're thinking. I don't know what you're talking about, really, to tell you the truth. Just send me a Facebook Messenger.
I think it's when Eddie ran over Lawler, right?
All right, maybe I can find that. Scott Art says, praying for Memphis. Al Tuttle says, I think Abdullah the Butcher tonight on the dark side of the rings. And Brooks says, one of the best show ever.
Well, thank you, Brooks.
I love it. Appreciate it very much. Poor Pat Trammell, poor Adam Dunn, who produced more than half of this show. This is Randy Hills and this classic microphone. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you Monday on Power.
Talking Memphis Wrestling with Randy Hill and special guests.